Hey everyone, welcome back to Dutchman's. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Hardy Kiwis, which is a novelty that I found in the store, and Hardy down to zone 3 actually, which is very cold. So the native range is actually eastern Russia, northern China, Korea. So these can handle a lot of cold, which actually makes them a little invasive because they can handle so much cold. If you're going to plant these, make sure that you can actually maintain their growth and make sure that they don't get out of control, because they can certainly do that, because they are also on top of that very prolific and they produce a lot of fruits, and there's a lot of seeds in every fruit. So it's something to be mindful of. They take about 3 to 9 years to fruit. I would probably say about 5 years is a pretty good middle ground here, from the different sources that I've read. So another thing though is that you have to be mindful of is that which kind of complicates it. It's a little bit of a downside, is that you need a female and a male flower in order to get them to cross pollinate. These have to be different plants because they're either male or female. So when you do go to plant these and you're starting them from a seed, then you have to make sure that you grow a number of them to make sure that you at least get one of each. From there, they're actually really easy to propagate from cuttings. So as long as you have one of each, then you'll be okay. You just want to make sure that you plant enough so that when you actually get there, that you'll have one of each, because since they do take such a long time to flower and fruit, you want to make sure that you at least have one of each. So with that said, I'm gonna taste a couple. I have got the fruit right here for you to show you. So here's a smaller one. They're about the size of a grape, pretty decent size, but they do get a little larger. Let's put out a larger one that I've seen. So let's go taste one. I'm going to take off the little bit of fuzz that's on the end. If you can see that. That's where the flower was. And then there is a little bit of a hard part where the stem was. So you might want to spit that out. But anyway, let's go try it. First, let me show you the cross section of it. Oh. Look at that. Looks just like a kiwi. Hopefully it's focusing. We'll try a couple. Looks just like a kiwi. It's freaking awesome. Cold, hardy. It's amazing. So taste-wise, they just taste like a kiwi. They just taste like you would expect a kiwi to taste like. Just a lot sweeter. They're very sweet. So that's probably also a good thing. I mean, you want your fruit to be on the sweeter side, I imagine. I'm sure not too sweet, of course, but they're not too sweet. It's just right. And yeah, so like I said, they produce fruit abundantly. So this would be awesome to have growing all over the place, within reason, right? Keeping it under control. Well, let's go and pot some of these up. So they do need a cold period, which right now I'm actually planting at the right time of year. Winter here pretty soon, or in autumn right now. So that's a good time to plant them, because then you can just give them a natural stratification period. That's what the cold period is called. So just plant them in autumn, and then if you're seeing this video during that time, and then you just have them popping up during springtime. If you are growing them in spring and you just got them at that point and whatever, then you're gonna have to put them in the fridge for about 13 weeks. So, but yeah. If you're seeing this later on in the year, then it's a good time to just give them a natural stratification period. You hear the tree frogs? It's good. Very beneficial. I also have a clip here that shows you how I extracted the seeds. So let's do that first, and then after that, I'll bring you in close and show you how I'm going to pot them up. So I've got one of the kiwis that is just a little too soft to eat. I don't think the texture would be all that great on it. So I'm going to sacrifice this one, extract the seeds out of it. I took the little top off, left the little bottom on. So all you do is you take a little strainer, and you just push it through. All the seeds will come out, and then from there you just run some water through it. Don't push too hard because my strainer is actually the holes are too big, and some of the seeds will actually still get out of it because the seeds are very small. But it is a good method, and then from there you can just kind of take the peel and that stuff like that, take that out. So yeah, and then you're left with just the seeds. Alright, so we're putting it in this container right here. It's a 2.5 gallon, I think it's technically 2.7 gallon, which is plenty big. I'm going to be growing all of them in here. Hopefully it's big enough. Should be fine. I'm more than likely though, in the springtime I'll have to divide them and put them in a pot, 2 a piece, probably for about 3 or 4 pots or something like that. So here's the seeds. Very small. Let's see if we can get you close up. They're pretty regular kiwi seeds that you would find in your regular tropical kiwi. So we're just gonna take some of those and just sprinkle them over the top. I'm gonna probably use all of them really, because yeah, the germination rate I think is pretty good on them, but I don't really want to take any chances since they do require a cold stratification period. I would rather be safe than sorry, and rather overdo it than underdo it. Wherever they fall is where it'll germinate. Alright, the last thing I'm going to do now is just add a little bit of mulch, pretty small bark mulch on the top. Keep it insulated, keep it protected. Just a thin layer, it doesn't have to be a whole lot. Helps keep the moisture in, all that good stuff. So now I'm just going to put it in a protected spot. Show you that. Alright, so this is where I'm going to be overwintering these hardy kiwis. They're under a covered patio. It won't be rained on excessively. They'll stay out of the wind. Not that that really matters at this point, but they'll be protected over here. But they'll still get that cold stratification because they're still outside. So they'll still get the cold temperatures. So this is a good place to put them. Keep them protected. Alright everyone. That was this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe consider growing some hardy kiwis for yourself. So with that, consider subscribing if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one. Tot de volgende keer.